how's Infinity doing? How's it doing?
I don't know. It's there. I'm looking at it.
Oh.
Do you not see it?
I can see it.
No, you got your eyes lasered.
I just wanted you to tell me how it's doing. I wanted to hear you tell me.
I mean, it's like mostly full.
Yeah.
And
still got a lot of those Code 1 box sets.
Web order. There's like web order all the time. Like every week we get web orders.
We get web orders for Infinity. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, usually a lot actually.
Yeah,
people buy like
armies. Buy a lot of stuff for it. Yeah. Oh yeah, cool. We can close this video out then.
Yep.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Lords of War.
Do you not see it? Like, it's like seriously, it's like right there.
I'm just pretending to be the guy who asks that every week or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Because the guy comes in or whatever, and it's the typical like customer thing where they're just like, "How's it doing?" They're like, like it's such a funny. It's just one of the things about running a hobby store is you get that question asked so often about games.
Yeah, but everyone
and you know
everyone really needs. It's like it's like for some reason they approach it like they're asking about your relative,
family member or something.
Are they okay?
Are they okay?
Are they okay?
Yeah, like are they going to be all right?
Like
yeah.
Last time I saw them, they were like a little slow,
a little beaten up. Code 1 didn't go so well. It's like
slurring their words a little. Code 1 was a good idea.
It was a cool experiment, I think. Yeah. So we just wanted to do like a check-in on Corvus Belli. See how you're doing, buddy.
Like a mini market.
Hey,
update.
friend. Hey, little guy, little friend, and we'll just blabber about them for a little bit. And actually, specifically, number one.
Well, Saturday Night Season's done now, so we're just down.
We got to make drama where we can find it.
It's like a sporting off season. We're in that part of the year.
Yeah, we can get to.
There's only baseball on.
We can talk about minor league baseball and like the farm team and stuff
no
like
hockey.
that.
There's no basketball. There's no football's not quite. Yeah.
So, Jay and I talk about whenever we talk about Corvus Belli on the channel, we kind of like. I like to say we like blow them up, but like we talk about them as like sort of like the model example of how to run a smaller miniature game company, and I think that just continues to kind of be the case with them. Like we've seen them successfully, although it was a little bit rocky at the beginning, release their 5th edition of Infinity last fall, and they're starting to like kind of once again go through the ranges. Much like how GW does, a lot of things fall out of the range. Some new things get resculpted, some new units come out, and it's just very quiet. Just kind of quietly churn out their 5 to 7 new kits a month. Mm-hmm. People come in, they buy them, they order them off the website. There's not really any like negativity.
No.
There's not like massive positivity either. It's just like people are just kind of content.
I think something that really saves them from most of the any and all negativity mostly is and they've I guess pioneered this in a way is that they really are the darling of the like rules maintenance where it's like free and always like basically they made an app for their game long time ago that works perfectly. Like it's exactly how you would like, and it's free.
You said free like twice.
Absolutely
cracking free.
It's crackingly free. And it updates like a video game, so like you just load it up one day and some things are different, and it has the like Wikipedia thing. You click the thing, takes you to it. So that's allowed them to, and also all of their sanctioned events use this, so they get the data thing. Like they've been doing all this before GW and like BCP and all this stuff. They've been harvesting the data to figure out what sells, what doesn't sell, what needs updating. So on that front, and 5th edition didn't have a rule book. It was just a free rules update. So the player base, whether they like new rules or not, are generally not that upset because they're like,
it's harder to be upset because like you're like, I don't have to pay for this. Like I'm getting this for free.
And aside from like a few examples for a game that is this old now, which I'm imagining is probably 20 years close to, if not, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like next year or if it was last year, like one of those two. I don't know when Corvus Belli was founded, maybe in 2004, 2003, but I don't know when Infinity exactly was. But not a lot has been completely nuked or axed, like from the game. Other than a few model kits, they've generally kept everything there. So people's model collections have been pretty relevant for the whole time. It's just the pro column is stacked, and the con column is really just, in my opinion, material. If you're a kind of modern wargamer, it's used to nice plastic. That's a bit of a thing, but then you kind of overcome it because you're like, well, I don't need that many guys. Is the other thing. And maybe nowadays you could argue a little bit, but not really. But they have to do this to survive. In my opinion, is the cost of the price per mini has gone up significantly.
Yeah.
But they're going to justify it and say, look, it's still price per mini is probably still. It is. It's still cheaper on average than a Citadel miniature. Like talking about single characters and things like that.
Right.
Now, I know it's not apples to apples because they're not both hard styrene plastic, but they're going to be like, well, we think our minis are just as nice, at least sculpts and when they're painted, and then that's debatable. Like sometimes you could say, yeah, that looks really cool.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
yeah, I don't think many people would look at the Infinity product range and be like, this isn't quality. Like, quality is one of the first things I think about. Like the sculpts are top notch. They're always improving as well. That's another big part of their thing. Is like, I'm kind of amazed at how, even for metal miniatures, like they keep getting better, which is kind of amazing.
Sure.
Like the sculpts keep looking cooler and cooler every year, and I'm like, is there going to be some point where that it's a point where they can't really make it any cooler or whatever? But so I want to switch gears a little bit here and kind of like talk a little bit about Warcrow, because this was always going to be like a bit of a gamble for them. And it's always the big question mark with companies, smaller companies, is can you actually have more than one viable like product offering?
Yeah.
Because we've seen so many attempts in the past that have like really hurt companies trying to go wide. And make multiple product lines and stuff like that, right?
I mean, I think it's a combination of tried and, let's say, I don't want to use the word failed, because success is measured differently, but let's just say for sake of argument, it's tried and failed on a few, the Aristeas and some of their other like little, but then again, you could argue they're not really fails because they were successful Kickstarters. So,
Sure.
But if we're talking about the goal of making it a second line game on a retail shelf, the point I'm trying to make is that they've had trial and error and time to figure out what the recipe, and I think it was smart of them to make a fantasy game.
Yep.
Those are the two, when we talk about miniature games or like wargaming, it's like the three pillars are historical, sci-fi, and fantasy, and they leaned into the thing that makes them best, or sorry, that makes them successful, is like fantastic looking miniatures. They kind of blended it. They kind of did it is a very Rackham-y looking, like a confrontation, like early 2000s. The aesthetic is like very similar. It's like blended with a bit of AOS and other like high fantasy, little World of Warcrafty, and they're making them in resin, I think. I don't think anything's metal in that game.
No, it's all their like Siocast kind of stuff or whatever. Yeah.
So right from the get-go, the material is like a little easier to deal with, I guess. And they just slow rolled it. They didn't try and just like shove it and vomit it out. They're like, we're just gonna. It's like funny how a game. It's like Kickstarters. The problem with Kickstarters is it just vomits everything out.
Yeah.
So then a retailer has no appetite because they're like, well, you have nothing for me to sell later. It's like the whole way, because obviously Games Workshop has proven this, to make the game like stay on the shelf and organically grow, is it just needs to like slowly append every month with a few new things, and that satiates that guy who comes in and goes, oh, what's going on with this game? And you can be like, there it is, look, this is new.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, that looks cool, and then because they're looking for stuff to buy. And it feels like the game is healthy and growing and adding, whereas even if they like start with a bang, if nothing happens for a year or two, people will start assuming like, oh, the hype is gone, it's calming down. So they just took their whole like how we run Infinity and they applied it to Warcrow.
Yeah.
And it's been working.
They're like, we're gonna just like, we don't care if the start to this game is slow. I think I kind of really appreciate that. They're like, we don't care if it doesn't like come out of the gate with a bang. We're just gonna like commit to this. We're gonna release kits every month. We're gonna slowly release new factions, and we're coming up on, I think at Gen Con they released the box set with the demons and the second human faction. So that's gonna bring the factions up to 5.
Oh.
I think we're finally, after about a year, getting to a point now where the game is gonna probably start to take off a little bit, because now you can see gaming groups kind of taking more interest in being like, okay, it's not just like humans versus orcs. It's you got the demon faction, you got the wood elves, and you got the church kind of people or whatever, the French or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I guess it's, you know, good on them. I'm not saying it's a home run yet, but it seems like they've managed it really well.
I think it's, like I said, I think it's no secret that the wargaming hobby is naturally a slow one. Like, you buy stuff, it takes time to digest it and use it and even play, even if you don't do the bare minimum on the hobby side. We're talking the guy who pays a friend to build his models and doesn't even paint them. From buying to using is like a time delay. It's not like a video game you pop in and play that night. Although that's a bit of a joke now too with DLC. But so yeah, this whole model of like slowly pushing it out and having that wall presence here over that whole year and watching it like evolve and change, like people, frequent customers see that. They see they're like, there's something new going on. Oh, that's new. That's going. I've always looked at these minis and I like the look of them, but I was like, who's playing it? Oh, that guy just started. And it's just like something about that. And all the successful games here all do it that way. I wish Marvel was a little more consistent. But
yeah, they've kind of fallen off in the consistency part of it, which is like you kind of always want, like, it's a very like old school GW way of kind of looking at things. Is like, it's almost like taking the average customer and being like, how often do they hit the hobby shop up? And they're saying, let's just say it's once a month.
Yeah,
we want that visit
to
be interesting and new every time, right? So like, if you're Infinity, you want to make sure that every time that average customer hits up the shop, that there's something, maybe it's not for them, but at least they see something that's new and exciting or whatever. And that's really important. And where a modern GW has said like, okay, when we release Space Wolves, we're going to put every kit out on the same weekend. And the expectation is kind of like for them that like, I guess a bunch of people are just going to buy everything at once, right?
Right.
Corvus can't really think that way. They have to like play the longer game. They have to be a little bit more, shrewd about things and thoughtful. And I think if they were to just release everything at once, they would, like you said, it would be more like a Kickstarter. They wouldn't have anything to put out for months, right? And then you have these like lull, right? So it's a lot more intelligent of them to be like, we're going to put out the box army set. Cool. The next month there's going to be one kit that comes out, and then the next month there's going to be another kit, and you've got like 6 to 8 months, or maybe even 12 months of like the army being built up very slowly. And to your point, it's perfect for the hobby, which is it's a lot of work. Is their typical consumer maybe finishes the last one that they bought by the time the next one comes out, and they can just kind of maintain this like buy build paint cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great.
Yeah, and they managed to get like the little wave of new stuff every month is pretty consistent. Like this, despite the fact that like we don't order direct from them and all these things, it comes through distribution, and there is time delays. When they say it's an April release, it's like late April.
It's like the last week,
kind of thing. But it always comes,
Mm-hmm.
and things do well. They're also good about like bundling things and repacking things to make sense. They're always like tweaking that, which I think is also a good companies that are cognizant of that is good.
If they do watch this, I will give them a little critique here, and that's that they're going a little bit backwards with their packaging.
Yeah, I made a video about that once. Yeah,
they started to like take the bookending thing away. Like they used to be really good about putting like unit profiles on the sides of boxes.
Yeah.
So that you can like display this kit sideways, and now they're doing like this like blank Infinity Essentials thing on thing on the side.
Yeah,
which is a little bit annoying.
On the Essentials one, it's horrible. You can't.
I don't know if they're being arrogant and being like, no, we're forcing people to front face them or whatever. Like that's a bold move, Cotton.
It's bold.
We'll see if it pays off. Right?
I don't like it. I don't like it. Yeah.
But it's a company where I have few complaints, right? Like they do obviously like undermine the retailer a little bit by selling a little bit early at some of these cons, but like there's a give and take in this business where you, especially for the smaller companies, you understand there's a certain amount of like sometimes they have to make a little bit of like that cash infusion up front, right? So
yeah, when they make a new giant two-player starter or whatever, they usually time them to release them at the big cons and things.
Adepticon and Gen Con kind
of usually make a few bucks. Yeah. But from what I found though is that the one thing that I like though is they don't give them away. Usually.
They don't sell them for a discount.
And they don't give them away.
Any of the con exclusive minis are always available through the shop. So they do still respect the retailer businesses.
The con curse of giving away a thing. So far we've witnessed it many times.
If I ever see an Infinity product in one of those like con bags, I'm going to be like, whoa, we need to make a video right now. This is bad. Yeah. Alarm bells.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys think? Is Corvus Belli something that you give your hard-earned dollars to? What do you think of the new Warcrow game? Have you checked it out yet? Are you still buying Infinity models after all these years? What are your thoughts? We just thought, like, obviously, most of our content is Warhammer related. It's kind of how our business is set up. We always want to make sure we do these like little touch points and talk about the other players because they're also really important. And we don't want you to feel left behind. So let us know in the comments. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. You can support us on there for as little as $3 a month. That helps us make these videos for you. And you can check out our hobby channel, which is Lords of War Hobby Channel, very creative name, where we do all sorts of like product reviews and how to paint this thing and little funny videos where we critique Golden Demon entries.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.